افتحوا مجال يا شباب خلاص.
My name is Travis.
Travis.
Yes.
So إذا وصلنا إلى شخص يدعى Travis Timmerman.
That's right.
That's right.
But just Travis. Just call me Travis.
Yeah, call you Travis.
That's
Okay.
Travis.
And where were you all this time?
I was imprisoned in Damascus for the last 7 months.
We were just overjoyed, and all the people at church that I've talked to just thrilled that he's still safe, and we just count it as a miracle from God that he's gone through all this without being tortured, and just hoping to hear more good news soon.
I was imprisoned in a cell by myself, and in the early morning of this Monday, or the Monday of this week, they took a hammer and they broke my door down.
He was my tennis buddy, and we played tennis together. But he told me at the tennis court that while he was up in Chicago area working for a lawyer, that he came to know the Lord on his own, just reading the Bible. And several months later, he got baptized, and he's just was a very solid member of the church, very helpful, very polite, respectful, and just a real blessing to our church.
Well, the armed men just wanted to get me out of my cell, and then really the man who I stuck with was a Syrian man named Eli, who was also a prisoner that was just freed. And he took me by the side, by the arm really, and he and a young woman that lives in Damascus, and us three exited the prison together.
We knew that he was interested in writing, and that was part of his motivation for going, is traveling in Europe some, and writing and sharing his faith with others. But we did not think at the time he'd be gone very long. And then, of course, in May, we stopped hearing from him. So, of course, that caused a lot of scared people around here about what was going on the last 7-8 months. So this morning was just a great celebration around here, and everybody rejoicing just to know that he's okay and that he's found unharmed. And we're just praying that he can get resituated again soon and reunite with his folks.
طبعا نحن كدولة لا نهتم أبدا بمثل هذه التصريحات، ولكن الأهم مما تقوله الدولة أو تصمت عنه هو ما يقوله الشعب. أنا أعتقد بأن الحراك الذي رأيناه خلال الأسابيع الماضية كان الرد الكافي والواضح على كل هؤلاء، وهو يقول لهم قيمة آرائكم هي 0 وقيمتكم 10 أصفار.
بارك الله فيك. بارك الله فيك. حياك الله وحياك. وكلنا مع الوطن. أماك الله خير. مرة يرجعوا الناس تتحول الناس